Okay. Okay, so where we last left off, we were at Test World. Now, a couple of things I want to point out to you was in the first video I did point out that the lines on the screen are kind of cut off. Unfortunately, that is the case. I can't see like 1, the X and Y coordinate at the top left of the screen. I can't see that. I see complete blank nothingness. So I'm going to do something in the future to fix that. But for now, hey, it is what it is. So where we last left off, we made a couple of objects. We made a key, purple door. We made the box. We made the man that rams his head against the wall. So and we did make a scroll too. So we're gonna do a couple of things too to accentuate. What does accentuate mean? I don't know, but we're gonna just try to liven up the room a little bit and put some entertaining stuff in there. You know, kind of enhance the room. Enhance as much as you can. So what I'm gonna do right now, I just went down to green for color by hitting C. So remember that. In fact, remember everything I say, so that way I don't have to repeat it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit F2, and then I'm gonna hit O for object, and then we're gonna change the smiley face because we are going to make a plant. And I do this for pretty much every single one of my worlds. If I have an office type deal or a house, I usually end up picking like the torch icon right there, and I usually end up just making that a plant. And we're gonna name it plant, and when you touch it with the touch command, it's just gonna say it's a plant. I've hidden I've hidden secrets, I've hidden gems, ammo, I've hidden like actual skits to be run when you break a plant or whatever, and somebody will come out and do something that has nothing to do with the plant, but just that's been one of the triggers on that. So that's usually what I do. I usually put plants in just to accentuate that. Alright, so now what you're thinking is, okay, Dan's going to have to rewrite the whole thing, or you're going to copy and paste the whole thing over, and you're just going to do that over and over and over again. Alright, so I'm going to go P to pattern, and then I'm going to go to the actual object I made. I'm going to hit, you can hit plot. I usually end up hitting tab twice, just my way. Now I'm going to select this one. Now, when I choose to edit it, I already have an object named plant in this board. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control Y a couple of times to delete the lines. And then all I'm going to do is something very, very simple. I'm going to use a command called bind. Bind plant. Now what that's going to do is when the player walks over to it, it's going to act like the plant in the northwest corner. Excuse me. Yeah, the northwest, Jesus. It's the northwest corner. So it's just going to be like, okay, well, I'm the same thing as that, so I'm just going to do that. Now when I go over here, because that was the last object selected, bind plant's already there. Done. Done with the plants. So we're not going to put a plant in the purple room. So adding objects kind of accentuates your game. It makes it a little bit more in-depth. It makes a little bit more... It makes it a little... It just gives it a little bit more details. There is a such thing as too much detail. If you add too many objects to your board, the player's going to look at it and say, oh my god, like what do I do? You know, you want to give the appearance of non-linear gameplay, but in the end, you want the player to follow a story. So you're going to have to include linear moments too, but you want to give the illusion of a non-linearity, which is true for pretty much all games, you know, except the sandbox games where you can get lost in. So one thing that we're going to make right now, and you know what? Let's do something different. We haven't done anything with the F2 command. Creatures. Alright, so creatures are not in a lot of the newer ZZT games, I should say. It's kind of a weird territory here. When the game initially was first created, that's all people used. They didn't know how to write objects or anything or this and that, so there's very limited objects. If you look at games, you'll really see that too. You'll see progression. So I don't usually use a lot of creatures in my stupidly created worlds, but they're good to use at certain moments and everything too. And there's a couple of triggers I want to use for them too in the future, but I honestly don't remember how to create the perfect trigger or the perfect thing when you kill 10 ruffians. Those are these purple things that I'll show you right now. If you kill 10 ruffians, what, like the door opens or whatever. I know I used really bad code one day, and my world grinded to a halt. I think I used cycle 1, which is the fastest anything moves in the game, and I think I ran it like times 20 independent objects or 40, and it just killed it. So I gotta actually brush up that on my own time too, because I don't want to lead you guys to the wrong coding for this stuff, especially on the most basic levels. So anyway, we got your creatures here. We got the ruffian right here. He's one of my favorites. We got B for bear right there too, and we also have slimes. Slimes will eventually cover the board. I believe if you hit enter, yeah, you can select their speed between fast and slow. Do not use advanced tweaking. That only comes up with KevEdit. Don't use it. Don't use it. Don't use it. Unless I give you a tutorial stating how to use it, and then you can blame me if it goes south. So. But anyway, so speed between fast and slow. The cycle count, like I said, is 3. That's the default. 255 is the slowest. 1 is the fastest. Okay, so slimes, like I said, will eventually cross your whole board. In fact, for the test demonstration, I might actually just leave these creatures in there just so you guys can see how they work, and we'll give the player some ammo. Shark is only good for water segments, so let's just add a little water pool in here. I don't think it matters too much with the color with that, but yeah, let's add some water. Let's see what happens. So this is because there's gray on the bottom already. So it's going to give you a little bit of a different effect for the water, I believe. For that, it's going to intermix with gray. Whatever, that's fine for now. Well, this is a water fountain in the middle of the room. It's a beautiful office complex. Whatever you consider it, the world is what you make of it. It's your world, as Bob Ross would say. So for creatures too, let's put the shark in there now. Look at this. I haven't done this in years. Alright, so now the shark exists only in water. There are land sharks out there, which I think were glitch sharks, or they're just sharks that are just stationary, and you run into them and you get hurt. It's kind of, land sharks really are kind of stupid too. Alright, so spinning guns, I could put one of those in here too. Let's really screw with the player. Let's put a spinning gun right here. And I don't really like that deep blue for this. It's easy to use lighter colors. Okay. So, intelligence 1 through 9. I think 9 is the smartest and 1 is the stupidest. I could be completely backwards on that. I haven't done this in forever. Firing rate is 4. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, if it's for cycle ticks or whatever. But, and the projectile's bullets. You can only use throw stars and bullets. Throw stars and bullets. So, throw stars are basically these little multicolored, looks almost like a forward or a backward slash that's rainbow affected. These things suck in your worlds. I don't personally like them, but you really can't shoot them, so you can kind of duck behind a wall or whatever, this and that for throw stars. Bullets you can kind of dodge a little easier. I tend to use bullets over throw stars, hands down. So, anyway, so right here, we're going to place a... we don't need to place a pusher. That's not really a real enemy that we're doing right now. So we'll put down a lion. That's what a lion looks like. And a tiger. Tigers can shoot. So they're not... They're my least favorite. I like a nice simple enemies, I guess. So that's our enemy assortment right there. Now, you can also program an object to just be a complete jerk, and eventually what I'm going to do is, I'll give you a little bit of a preview. You see this red room right here? Eventually we're going to add a trigger on the sides, or down the center, or right when you first walk in right here where there's going to be an invisible block. It's going to detect the player there. And we're going to make this guy behind the desk, whatever, we're going to make him really, really angry. Because then he's going to try to, let me save my game. He's going to try to mess with us. He's going to be like, why are you walking in my office? You have no right to do that, and everything. And there's going to be a really bad altercation where one smiley is going to die. So that should be pretty interesting. My God. I love ZZT. So let's do something now where We've irradiated plants. We've added some enemies. We've given this a little bit of depth. You can't walk on water. So generally, when sometimes people do water, they'll just do blue fake, and they might just be a narration segment or whatever saying, "Oh, there's water on the ground," you know. So I'm not gonna really block this off with anything. The only thing I'm gonna really do is my horrible ASCII art with this, where I'm going to just create it looks terrible, but I'm just going to create like a fake brown pattern around it, and it'll just give you an impression that the water is contained in something. I really don't like my ASCII art, my ANSI art, whatever you want to call it. I've never been really, that's not my superior form. Let's just say that. That's not my best work. But I've always been good at creating storylines and progression and creating a neat level sequence. And then I've always after figuring out all that stuff, go into post and just say, okay, I made this great game. Let me just edit it up. Let me change things. Let me tweak things here and there too. So, not my forte really for graphics, but just bear with me. Say that. And there's the bear right there, the big O. Okay. So, let's actually run the game. Let's say just one more object, I think, just to kind of balance it out. Let's add a secretary. Okay, so I'm gonna add a piece of solid brown, but brown is the color of a desk. So, whoop. All right, let's go back and fix that. So, just make like an enclosed secretary system right here. Let's pick that again, and let's just do that right there too. So we're gonna put a lady secretary right here. F2, 0 for object. Right over or left. You can move through the characters like that. And let's just call her secretary. Now, don't worry. I know what you're thinking too. Let me go back to this. You're thinking, okay, Dan just placed solids right here too. So how am I going to get over to talk to the secretary? Now, if you were watching my video earlier, you probably have a good idea of what I'm going to do. It's a very simple system. In case you can get through the other side, I always program the characters usually with a bunch of data. Either, hey, get back on the other side of the counter. You don't belong back here like a bartender. You know, I mean, having patrons run back of your bar, that's just messed up. So sometimes, actually, I just made that a solid. I should not make that a solid. So I'm gonna go to brown, and I'm going actually after I edit the secretary, I'm gonna actually create an object right there just to give you that information. All right, so let's go back to the secretary. All right, so touch. Hello there. Welcome to the office building. My name is Daisy, and I'm here to help assist you with any choices you may have. Okay. I just want to see the mayor. I have a whoop. And remember, we're differentiating. That's why we're doing the $ sign. I have a grievance, if I can spell grievance. Oh my god, I hope I spelled that right. I have a grievance. I'm tired of my neighbors. I'm tired of my neighbor's dog pooping on my precious lawn. All right, so you're a bit of a psychopath in this game. It's ridiculous, I know, but that's just my nature to be ridiculous. Okay, sir. I'll see if he's in. The secretary looks at you as if you belong in a mental institution. All right, so now we're going to do something where it's going to give you your next lead in. So basically, the player first walks in the room, right? He sees the fountain. He sees the message, right? He's angry. He's upset. He wants to see the mayor. Somebody is pooping on his lawn, and it's that dog, that neighbor's dog, and he's so angry. But he walks in the center room, and he looks over, and he sees the secretary. So he's going to go over to her first. So what that means is we're going to have a lock-in sequence here. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit like what I was talking about before, but we're going to kind of enhance it. Enhance. That's the key word of the day. So because it's a red room, we're going to use a object red door. So we're going to go over, we're going to select the door icon. Now, that does not just instantly become a door. Door and touch. You cannot open this. So this door is not openable by the player. You can't do it. There's no way. You can use cheats. You can walk through the walls if you cheat or zap the lines. We're not doing that. So what's going to happen is we're going to go back to the secretary right here. Boom, boom, boom. The secretary looks at you. You belong in a mental institution. The secretary calls the mayor. The mayor agrees to see the player. And we could enhance the dialogue and lines all day, but that's not the point. The point is just to demonstrate this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use something called the send command. The send command is going to be this is your water. This is your drink that you're going to be drinking in this game. Where I talked about before, there was bread and butter and all that. The send command is absolutely fantastic. It gives the impression, the illusion that your world is real. It gives the impression that you're setting up stuff for the player, that it's not just a static screen. You know, you're basically making things happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to do send our door. We're going to put a colon, and then we're going to put open. Now, open doesn't exist yet. Our door is the name of your object. In bluish, whatever that is. It's like a kind of a baby blue. And then open is going to be in purple. That's going to be your actual message that we're going to do. So you'll see when I put the messages in there too. So it's going to say object message. I want you to do this. Okay, good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do too is we're not going to send this every single time. So for now, we'll just make it simple. The zap command will kill the last command in the sequence. So we did zap touch. So you see where it says touch up there? That touch is zapped after the first time. So the player could technically miss this information. I'm just doing this, just really trying to do this at a decent speed to try to show you what happens. And then next she'll just say hi. You know, so she'll give you this spiel at first too, but then she'll know what kind of person you are, that you're insane. And she'll be like, hi. You know, like that kind of uncomfortable hi, which, you know, we can list that like, you know, uncomfortable. So she'll say, hi, you know, hi. You know, so she's not the nicest secretary either. But you know what? The mayor doesn't pay her a lot, so, you know. All right, so we're getting on tangents. All right, so there is fancier ways to do a door. I don't think there's any point in showing like the most advanced ways of switching characters and making it look beautiful and presentation-wise epic, you know, whatever. We're not doing that. All right, so you cannot open this. Open, that's the message there. So when it gets the command open, you're going to use the lock command, so that way it doesn't... Actually, you don't need the lock command, because if you do... Actually, no, you do, because if you touch it, it'll immediately go to that variable. So when it's doing its opening phase, it's going to go north. It's going to go west. And you know what? We're going to use another command called idle. This is going to be, I think, it tells it to rest one cycle, I believe. So we're going to tell it to rest 5 cycles, 6, 7, 8. Let's just do 8 cycles. And we're not going to actually, I'm not going to close the door yet either. We can come up with a more advanced sequence after you're done talking to the mayor. Yada, yada, yada. But again, let's just repeat that just because if you are learning how to use this with this, I want to make it clear. The lock command locks in any kind of sequence or events, so the player can't interact with it temporarily. Very, very vital. That's one of the best commands you'll use in this game too, because if you don't use it, you're gonna throw off your entire sequence. There's also other things too, where if you do open some maybe first world maker worlds, or even some that are done by pros, they'll actually not put that variable in, and when you open a door, you'll open the door, and as soon as you know it, your door is completely across the screen. So it's a simple command just to make things work. I really, really, really recommend using lock and unlock commands. That'll unlock it right there. So we're just going to leave that there for now. I'm just going to put an end command on that. The door is going to move north. The door is going to move west for now. And it's going to basically be dead in the water. And then we're going to come up with our mayor outline and everything for part 3 and go from there. But first, let's save the world. Let's save the world. Woohoo. And let's actually show the world and what we got going in it. We'll also see if there's any errors in it. In fact, I forgot to clone that. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, the copy and paste tool works in my other video. I'm just going to Control-C, copy all that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not following my own advice. Alright, this is an object. And we're going to make it a solid so it looks like that. So you can only talk to it from that angle. And we're going to bind secretary. We don't need to copy all that data. Okay, so now we're going to save the worlds. Okay, so we're gonna now play test world. Now, what I did accidentally before, my bad. Oh my god, I didn't realize how horribly loud the sound was. So I'm just going to mute sound as soon as I get in there. So there are sounds in ZZT, but it's just it doesn't really hold up to standards. So, all right. So wow, I forgot to put ammo in. All right, so I'm going to cheat right now just to give myself some ammo. I shouldn't need too much. Alright, so you see that slime film? That actually is pretty cool. I really don't use slimes a lot. And then the shooting gun up there is just shooting away the slime. So that actually is pretty neat. I actually do like that effect. I don't normally use slimes. I don't know why. It's just I see so many boards with them. You can see the shark on the fountain. And we could put a placard or a sign up too to say, hey, beware the shark. You know, my boss is nuts. He has a shark in this office building. So if I walk one more step up, I'm gonna get hurt, and you lose 10 points. Ouch! So the shark is gone. He killed me. So somehow he jumped out. Like, maybe it fell in from Sharknado. We'll never know. All right, so let's go up right now. Ow, ow, you jerk. Let's go to the plant. It's a plant. Look at that. Because it's one line, it's going to just display at the bottom. Ow! Stop shooting me, you jerk. Alright, so right now let's go to the secretary. Let's see if that sequence works first, and then we'll do a part 3 on that and figure out the rest of it too. So let's check this out. Hello there, welcome to the office building. My name is Daisy. I'm here to assist you with any choices you may have. Okay, I just want to see the mayor, have a grievance. I'm tired of my neighbors all pooping on my goddamn lawn. Okay, sir, I'll see if he's in. The secretary looks at you if you belong in a mental institution. You actually do. That is me. The secretary calls the mayor. The mayor agrees to see the player. Oh my god! And look at that. The door worked. The door opened. So now you can walk in. Hey, mayor, I'm here. What are you going to do about my problem? So, enough role-playing. Sorry about that. But, the door works. The touch command still works on it too, where it says you can't open this, and it's true. You can't open the door. So, if we try to talk to the secretary again, guess what happens? Hi. So, that is a little bit of the zap command. That's bind. That is, it's going to be your send command. And you see how easy and natural that was? You can add pretty complex themes, and everything.